A man lives for his face, a tree for its bark. We've heard this saying since childhood. It's like an iron rule carved into our bones. And it's not wrong. For ordinary people, our face is our dignity, the foundation of our standing in society. But for those of us adrift in the sea of gambling, this saying is precisely the deadliest poison. We mistakenly grasp onto face as a life raft, only to find it's a lead weight tied to our feet, dragging us down until we drown. Today, I want to talk to you about this damned face. I'm not here to lecture you. Instead, let's be like two old gamblers sitting silently in the dead of night, with cold tea, pulling out those thoughts that can't bear the light of day, airing them out, seeing what they truly are, and how they dragged us step by step into the abyss. What was that face we initially craved? Perhaps it was the swagger of throwing money around at the liquor store after a win, the envious looks from friends, the illusory sense of control from easy come, easy go money. We used our winnings to buy fancy cars, expensive watches, and always grabbed the bill when treating friends, believing this was success, that this was having a glorious face. We reveled in this false glory, like actors playing wealthy roles on stage, believing our own performance. When the lights were on, we were kings. When they dimmed, only we knew the size and darkness of the hole in our hearts. When the word loss started to become commonplace, our face quietly began to rot. It was no longer glory, but a shroud of shame. A shroud to hide the ugly deficits in our accounts, to hide the endless lies we told our families, to hide the growing panic and powerlessness in our hearts. We started to dread answering the phone, dread our relatives' interrogations, dread the casual concern of friends. Every "how have you been lately?" felt like a dagger, and we had to tense every nerve, use every ounce of acting skill, to maintain the facade of "I'm fine, everything's under control." This shroud of shame is a gambler's last and most fatal line of defense. To protect it, we stop at nothing. We start robbing Peter to pay Paul, using one credit card to pay off another, borrowing from one platform to fill a hole in another. Our lies to family grow bigger, from lending money to a friend, to investing in a project. We weave a seemingly glorious cage, locking ourselves inside. We dare not stop, because once we do, this fragile world built on lies and debt will instantly collapse. What we fear is not the debt itself, but how our shattered face will confront the world after the collapse. But have you ever, in the quiet of the night, calmly thought about how much this face you're desperately clinging to is actually worth? It's worthless. This face, in the eyes of your parents, is the culprit that keeps them awake at night, weeping endlessly. They dare not mention your name to relatives and neighbors. Your success has become the deepest thorn in their hearts. In the eyes of your wife or husband, this face is synonymous with betrayal and deceit. They might be working several jobs outside, scrimping and saving to keep the family afloat, while you squander the future that rightfully belongs to them. In your children's eyes, this face is an example of broken promises. The gifts you promised, the time you pledged, all vanished into thin air. You are teaching them life's ugliest lesson through your actions. In the eyes of friends, this face screams unreliable. They might still be willing to share a drink with you, but the moment money is mentioned, their eyes will immediately dart away. In a debt collector's contact list, your face is just a code, a mission that must be conquered. This face is tears, disappointment, burden, lies, and the laughingstock of others' conversations. You hold onto it so tightly it's suffocating. Are you trying to find warmth from it? Or do you expect it to conjure up a hot meal when you have nothing left? Don't be foolish. It will only make you lose faster and die a more miserable death. I understand your fear. That bone-deep terror. What you fear is not just being broke, but the humiliation of falling from grace. You fear the contemptuous glances of acquaintances, the whispers behind your back, the admission that you are a complete failure. So you chose the easiest and most foolish path, evasion. You hide in your own world, returning to the gambling table that brings you brief thrills and illusory hope. You tell yourself that as long as you're still gambling, there's still a chance. If you can just hit one big win, you can fill all the holes and silence everyone who looks down on you. You can gloriously win back the face you've lost. This is the core logical fallacy of a gambler, attempting to solve a problem by using the very same method that created it. It's like an alcoholic trying to cure a hangover by drinking more alcohol. You think that if you can just turn things around on the next hand, everything will go back to normal. But you forget, the rules of the casino were never written for you. That minuscule winning probability, that capital constantly eroded by the house cut, that mechanism that makes you impulsive and irrational. From the moment you sat down at the table, your outcome was predetermined. The so-called turnaround is nothing but a carrot dangled by the casino, luring you, the blindfolded donkey, to grind the mill for them, round after round, until you are exhausted and can no longer be squeezed for a single drop of oil. We often like to use historical stories to comfort or motivate ourselves. All right, then let's use history, the fairest mirror, to reflect on our current selves. Perhaps you've heard of King Gojin, of you enduring hardship and biding his time. He was a king, and after being defeated in battle, he served King Fuchai of Wu as a stable boy, even tasting Fuchai's feces to assess his health, suffering the utmost humiliation. Why could he endure it? Because he clearly understood that temporary face was nothing compared to the future of his entire nation. He buried his hatred and goals deep within his heart, enduring and accumulating strength for 20 long years. He cast aside the dignity of a king and picked up an entire kingdom. What is this called? This is strategic endurance. This is true game playing. He was preparing for a battle he was sure to win. And you can't even endure the humiliation of working a few days on a construction site or washing dishes in a restaurant, yet you fantasize about achieving a monumental comeback in the casino. A comeback even Gojin might not have been able to pull off. Your enduring hardship is not accumulating strength, it's draining the last bit of vitality from you and your family. Perhaps you've also heard of Han Xian, suffering the humiliation of crawling through a ruffian's legs. He was a military genius, yet in his youth, to avoid needless conflict, he crawled under the crotch of a street thug. At that moment, the onlookers mocked him, thinking him a coward. But Han Xian had a bigger game in mind. His life's goal was to become a high-ranking general, not to quibble with street hoodlums over a day's petty squabble. He cast aside the face of a rash, brave man and picked up the prestige of a future commander of thousands. What is this called? This is knowing how to choose and how to identify your true goals. And you, for that illusory face, you don't hesitate to turn against your closest family, cut ties with your truest friends, curry favor with fair-weather friends, and cater to the sharks in the casino who are ready to devour you at any moment. Your life has completely reversed its priorities. Let's look at a negative example. Xiongyu, the king of Western Chu, was he heroic enough? Did he have enough face? At the Battle of Julu, he broke the cauldrons and sank the boats. How mighty he was. But when he was finally defeated at Gaixia, what did he do? I have no face to see the elders of Jiangdong. He couldn't bear the shame of failure, couldn't bear the people who once supported him seeing him in his current pathetic state. He felt he couldn't go back, so he drew his sword and committed suicide by the Wujiang River. He preserved his heroic face with his life. But he died, and everything ended. If he had been willing to cross the Wujiang River, if he had been willing to endure humiliation like Gojin, with his prestige and ability, he might not have had a chance to rise again. He died because of face. Look at yourself now. Aren't you somewhat similar to Xiongyu? You've lost money, dare not go home, dare not face your family, feel no face to confront them. So you want to run away, or even end it all. Do you think this is tragic, a release? No, this is extreme selfishness and cowardice. If you die, will the debt disappear? Will the pain and mess you leave for your family vanish? No, you're just dumping all the responsibility on those who love you most. And there's Duquan of Kai, who avoided seeing a doctor. Bianke repeatedly told him he was ill, but he insisted he wasn't, for the sake of a monarch's face. In the end, his illness became incurable, and no one could save him. Aren't we gamblers modern-day Duquans? Gambling addiction is our illness. Family, friends, even those bloody lessons are our Bienkes. We repeatedly tell ourselves, I'm not addicted, I can control it. I'm just unlucky. I'll make it all back on the next hand. We stubbornly cling to our pathetic face, refusing to admit we're sick, refusing any form of treatment or help, until finally, we're debt-ridden, alienated from loved ones, and sick to the bone beyond cure. The lessons of history repeat themselves every day. And yet, you are like a blind man, a deaf man, seeing nothing, hearing nothing, still struggling in that mire of dying for face and suffering for it. I know you must be suffering immensely, especially if you've gone through a confession once. Your family helped you clear your debts. You swore never to gamble again. But in the end, you couldn't resist the temptation and fell back in. That feeling is double the despair. You not only face new debts, but also the utterly cold gaze of your family. The trust and hope that once existed have been crushed by your own hands. At this point, you're like a turtle stripped of its shell, exposed to the scorching sun, nowhere to hide. You feel so tired, so painful, as if the whole world is against you. You want to run away. You want to disappear from this world. I must use the cruelest words to awaken you. This face of yours, now etched with selfishness, weakness, lies, and failure, is truly better off discarded. I know you don't dare to die. But your family, when they find out you've relapsed, lost everything, and still show no remorse, their hearts will surely have the courage to die. There is no greater sorrow than a dead heart. You are, through your actions, personally killing all their hope for life. Don't say you don't know what to do anymore. You know better than anyone. You just can't let go of that damned face, to do the things that would allow you to live, that would allow you to repay your debts. You'd rather search online for, where else can I get a loan, than look for a stable job on a recruitment website. You'd rather believe those absurd claims of mentors helping you recover and get back on your feet, than trust your own hard-working hands. Why? Because delivering food in the wind and rain feels shameful, Sweating on a construction site feels like losing face. Bowing and scraping as a waiter in a restaurant feels like a blow to your self-esteem. You see, this is your biggest problem. Your self-esteem is misplaced. A true man's dignity is reflected in his ability to shoulder responsibility for his family, to pay for his mistakes, to get back up from where he fell. But your self-esteem is reflected in what car you drive, what brands you wear, and whether you can win at the gambling table. You can't even bear a few blunt criticisms from your family. You can't endure the hardship of the lowest level jobs in society. Yet you talk about making a comeback. You talk about making a name for yourself. You talk about paying off your debts. If you truly cannot let go of face, cannot bear the consequences of your mistakes, then I advise you truly to leave your family sooner or leave this world sooner. Don't drag them down anymore. You yourself are living like a walking corpse, utterly meaningless. However, saying these harsh words is not to make you die. I hope you take these words as a hammer to smash the hard, false shell around you. I hope you live well, if not for yourself, then for those who still haven't given up on you, who once helped you with all their heart. From now on, please live again, as if you have died once already. The first step is a complete, unreserved surrender. Not to the casino, but to the gambling demon within you. Admit that you lost completely, lost everything. Admit that you are sick, very sick, and cannot cure yourself alone. Then, prove your surrender with action. Delete all gambling apps and related contacts from your phone, close all accounts, cut up all your credit cards, and hand over your salary card, ID, and bank cards to your most trusted family member, letting them manage your finances. This process will be incredibly painful, like detoxing. It will make you restless and disoriented. But you must get through it. This is your first and most important hurdle to quitting gambling. The second step is a shameless reckoning. Write down all your debts, big or small, internal or external, one by one, clearly on a piece of paper. Don't be afraid of the enormous number. You must face it directly. Then take this paper and go to your family. Be completely open and honest. Don't hide anything anymore. Don't hold on to any false hopes. Tell them how much you lost, how much you owe, and how you got to this point step by step. You must be prepared for the storm, for their tears, anger, scolding, and even despair. What you need to do is stand straight and take it all. Don't argue, don't make excuses, just repeat one sentence. Dad, Mom, Wife, I'm sorry I was wrong. You must understand that enduring this is the beginning of your repayment. You owe them not just money, but immense emotional harm. Only by allowing them to vent all their negative emotions can your relationship begin to heal. The third step, and the longest one, is to throw that tattered face on the ground and stomp on it. From today onwards, you must redefine face. Your contact list is blown up, collection calls are ringing your workplace and all your relatives and friends, making you lose all face? Doesn't matter. This is a free social circle filter, allowing you to see who truly cares about you and who are just curious bystanders. It also cuts off any thoughts of borrowing money from them again. True friends will encourage you after knowing the truth. Those who distance themselves because of it were never worth your time anyway. Your family gives you the cold shoulder every day, silent at dinner, their eyes filled with disappointment. Doesn't matter, just bear it. You deserve it. Slowly warm their cold hearts with your actions. Wake up early every day, make breakfast. After work, take on all household chores. Cut out all unnecessary expenses, and give every penny you save to them. Don't expect them to forgive you immediately. Rebuilding trust requires time and persistent action. The bank is suing you, putting you on the defaulters list, even threatening to send you to jail. Doesn't matter. If this is the legal price you must pay, then bear it. Being in jail might be far better than living in constant fear outside, thinking about how to gamble every day. At least in there, you are physically isolated from gambling, allowing you to forcibly calm down and reflect on your life. Loan sharks threaten to break your legs? This is indeed terrifying, but what you should do is proactively contact them or seek legal aid, express your willingness to repay, and negotiate a feasible repayment plan, rather than hiding or taking out new loans to fill the old ones. The more you hide, the harder they will push. From today on, your skin must be thicker than a city wall, your heart wider than the ocean, your inner strength stronger than a missile, and your actions more genuine than eating. Go to work. No matter what kind of work. Delivering food, you earn a few dollars per order. Working in a factory, you can earn a few thousand a month. Setting up a street stall, you can still make 50 or 80. These amounts might seem insignificant compared to the numbers you use to win or lose at the gambling table, but their significance is weightier than Mount Tai. Because this is clean money, solid money, money earned with your sweat and labor. When you use your first earned wages to buy some fruit for your parents, a toy for your child, or pay off your smallest debt, that feeling of regaining control of your life, is incomparable to any gambling victory. That is true winning. This society is very pragmatic, but also very fair. When you are a gambler, a loser, everyone avoids you. But when you start to change, when you start to prove yourself with action, you will find that the world is quietly making way for you. Your strength will attract a strong circle. Until the day you turn things around, what you need to do is be silent, to endure, to be like a bamboo root deeply buried in the soil, desperately digging down and spreading out. Work hard, work hard, work harder. Let go, let go, let go more. Move forward, move forward, move forward even more. Endure, endure, endure even more. This process might take 3, 5, or even 10 years. During this long time, you will countless times want to give up, countless times yearn for that false glory of the past. Whenever that happens, take out that paper covered with debts and look at it. Think of your family's disappointed eyes, listen to the debt collector's harsh phone calls. Let these become your fuel to keep going. One day, when you have paid off all your debts, your family smiles at you again, and your life returns to normal. Then, when you look back, you will realize that what you lost was just a false, fragile, life-filled face, and what you gained is a new, resilient, hope-filled life. Only then will you truly understand that a gambler, only by personally tearing up that hypocritical face and stomping it underfoot, is truly worthy of picking up that shining face of a real man, forged by responsibility and accountability.